Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. This is Andrew Scott, and decided to pop on Facebook Live today to go over what I feel led by God about what He's doing in this season, especially that we're approaching 2026. I have gone to elaborate on what God has done and what He's continuing to do. And today I'm going to have two special guests today that's going to pop on this Facebook Live with me. But in the meantime, happy blessed Saturday. Happy Saturday afternoon. Everybody that's on, please feel free to comment who you are or where you're from. Feel free to like, tag, repost, all that good stuff that's down on social media, on the Facebooks. Uh, Feel free. Favor and the Famine, 31-day devotional on the journey to your purpose, wealth, and financial freedom. This has been a humbling experience, game changer for me, because God has laid it on my heart to publish it literally around this time. So I published it around this time last year for getting ready to publish it for January 1st, 2025. Because around the summer of last year, God put in my heart, He said, I want you to, he's been telling me even previous months, maybe the beginning of 2024, about favor and the famine. And I'm like, Lord, what does that mean? Favor and the famine, like, what's going on? And I've been experiencing things in my life where it was nobody or nothing but the hand of God on my life and on my family, on my everything connected to me, on my wife, on my children, on my job, on my business, on my finances, on my, ministry, discipleship. I say discipleship, things of that nature, where it was nothing but the hand of God making a way out of no way, opening doors that no man can shut. And this was before, like I said, before even 2025 came into fruition, before it even transpired, before January 1st. God put that in my heart about, the journey of Joseph. And I was studying Joseph and how he was called, but he had to endure so many things. He had to endure. He was called. He was gifted. God gave him a vision that he was going to his, brothers was going to bow down to him. But he wasn't ready yet. He revealed it arrogantly and immaturely, not in a humble, mainly God-fearing way. So he had to go through many years of the process, the development process of trials and tribulations, of isolation, of unfortunate mishaps. That spoke to me right there already. Unfortunate mishaps, but he had to be steadfast. He had to be steadfast in the Lord, be steadfast in the word. And each trial and each tribulation and each season, even after his brothers threw him in the pit and he was sold into slavery, even after he was in jail or he was in Potiphar's house and he was serving Potiphar and he was doing the right thing and the honorable thing and the righteous thing. And Potiphar's wife ultimately threw herself at him and he did the right thing. He resisted, which I'm pretty sure, that's hard. We're all human. He's a man. I understand as a man, but doing the right thing, the right godly thing, that's always the thing to do. And it's not worrying about being cool or looking cool or trying to please others. Please God, please up top, your vertical relationship over your horizontal relationships. And even after he still did the right thing, she lied on him and Potiphar got mad, put him in jail for some time, like a few years, if I remember correctly. And he had to wait. He had to stay faithful. He had to not give up. He had to persevere. He had to not lose hope. And that's what I'm encouraging you. This is encouraging myself right now during trials and tribulations. Being a Christian is not always easy. It's not always the most appealing, but I promise you it's worth it. There's hope in the Lord. You can never lose. You can never lose. I'm not saying it's not going to be painful. I'm not saying it's not going to be disappointing. I'm not saying it's not going to be, there's going to be some long suffering. But God is faithful. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor the seed begging for bread. That's the word right there. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, so that is why just going over scriptures and then devotional and going over and adding the experiences of Joseph and incorporating the times, the different economic times that Joseph ultimately, when he was Mr. Reggie, how you doing? Thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching. And that was my high school coach. Hope all is well with you and the family. So basically, when Joseph was ultimately elevated after years and years and years of development and disappointment, he was finally elevated and he was a second in command to Pharaoh. And Joseph helped so many people. He's helped save so many lives because he had the wisdom and he had the knowledge that God gave him, so that he could have the wisdom and use that when there was a famine. So there was 7 years of plentiful. And then after that, there were 7 years of drought. So God gave him the wisdom. He gave him the knowledge to say, you know what, during this 7 years of plenty, I'm going to go ahead and stack up. I'm going to go ahead and get this grain. I'm going to go ahead and get all these resources. And I'm going to store it all up because God gave him the vision that in the next 7 years, there was going to be famine. There was going to be a drought. And when the 7 years of drought came, Joseph was ready. Joseph had plenty of grain. He had plenty of resources. And then all of the other people that were unfortunately without resources, they ran out of resources. They went to Joseph. Joseph had the strategy that God gave him because Joseph was so gifted in not only interpreting dreams and interpreting visions, he was gifted in administration. He was gifted in leadership. He was gifted at serving because he was serving in Potiphar's house. Even when he was done wrong by his wife, he did not give up. He still had a good attitude. He persevered even when he was in jail. And then the other people in the jail, they were telling him about their dreams and telling them what was going on. Joseph was the only person that was competent enough to interpret those dreams. And that ultimately led him to Pharaoh because they asked about him. And that's thank you, Lord. And that's one thing that happens is sometimes we don't have to go around, of course, be diligent and be vigilant, but also God will send people to you. He will send certain people because your name will get out there. God will allow there will be open doors for God to maneuver it where your name is brought up in certain conversations and you don't even realize it. You don't even know it. So it's always important to do the right thing. Always important to have integrity. It's always important to do the godly thing and seek God first in all his ways and acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. And that's why Joseph was able to go to Pharaoh when they called for him in the jailhouse, in the jail. I'm pretty sure Joseph was excited. He might have been anxious. He might have been like, hey, this is my time. Hey, he had to get fresh. He had to shave his beard and he had to put his fresh clothes on. I can only imagine how excited he was when he was ready to meet Pharaoh. But when that time came, he was second in command. He was second in command, and he helped lead one of the best economic transitions in history. Don't believe me? Go to Genesis. I believe it's Genesis 46, 1 through either 20 or Genesis 45, 46 through 47. That whole time, those chapters, it tells about the story of when he was second in command and he helped lead people to the 7 years of plentiful and 7 years of famine. Even when there was a famine, he was able to prosper. Once again, I'm not no prosperity person. Times be hard. Life be lifing. But God is faithful. So also, my other book, Hindsight is 2020, Top Leadership and Entrepreneurship, the lessons I learned in the pandemic. God put this on my heart as well. This was during the pandemic, and I learned so many things about leadership and about entrepreneurships. And it's funny because even those same things apply, they're still applicable right now. And I just want to go over some of the things in favor in the famine. So if we go to in favor in the famine, let me borrow this one real quick. Mr. Edwin Stanton, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. So in favor in the famine, I'll talk about Joseph's defining moment. And it is about when, and I'll elaborate on when I'm sure a lot of people had moments in life in hindsight that made them realize the defining moments that changed the moment in their lives that pushed them to their destiny. Being appointed over the prisoners in that cell during that season set Joseph up for one of history's most successful economic transitions. This was a setup for Joseph to practice and become adept in one of his initial God-given gifts, interpreting dreams. In verse 40, the baker and the butler offended the king of Egypt. As a result of his anger, the king threw the baker and butler, along with their officers, into custody in the house of the captain of the guard, which in happenstance was the exact place where Joseph was confined. Do you see how God orchestrated his wonderful master plan in Joseph's favor? Then the butler and baker had a dream, but nobody could interpret them. Joseph noticed that they were sad and inquired why. They informed Joseph of their issue, and Joseph decided to use his gifts to become a problem solver. Let me pause right there. Being a problem solver is one of the main things, one of the most valuable things you can have that you can do in life, whether that's business, whether that's ministry, whether that's parenting, whether that's marriage. Being a problem solver is so key and so critical. Joseph was a problem solver. There were so many people in the Bible who were problem solvers, and also even in life, even in leadership, even if you look back, the most successful people, whether secular or non-secular, they were problem solvers. If you learn how to be a problem solver, that's one of the things my dad told me that stuck with me even to this day. If you know how to solve problems and people can come to you with a problem, you're able to have a solution for them, then you're gravy. Like, you're good. People will come to you because they need your advice. They need your need your insight. They need your wisdom. They need your knowledge and your technical skills and your soft skills and your hard skills, because you know how to solve the problems. So going back to it, he was a problem solver, and he did not brag and another thing that happened is Joseph didn't magnify himself. He was humble. Joseph was humble. He said he went so far to great at interpreting dreams and whatnot. He quickly acknowledged Abba Father and said, "Don't interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams so that I can interpret them." That was in verse 8. The chief butler vividly described his dreams to Joseph, and he could precisely break them down. The Pharaoh would forgive and restore the butler to his rightful place. After doing so, Joseph asked him to remember him, show kindness to him, and put in a good word for him to Pharaoh, verses 9 through 15. Then the chief baker was impressed at Joseph's gift of interpreting the butler's dream. and asked Joseph to do the same for him. Joseph expounded on the meaning of his dream, but it would not go in the chief butler's favor. The Pharaoh would hang and kill that man. On the other hand, Pharaoh restored the chief butler just as Joseph had predicted. Unfortunately, he forgot about Joseph. Now, right there, Joseph could have not. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you. In that moment, I would have been like, man, God, again? Like, I'm doing the right thing again, and I'm still forgotten. I'm still in unfortunate circumstances. I feel like I'm still being forgotten and left out. But you know what? Think it was another bad break for Joseph? Not precisely. Joseph just had to wait a little longer for his great opportunity. After 2 years, and I got to stop right there too. That's one thing. He had to wait another 2 years. And I got to take accountability because I'm a part of it. The generation technology these days is so advantageous, but it's also can be a hindrance as well because we're so used to microwave processes instead of the oven process. Microwave, you can microwave a meal for 30, 60, 120 seconds, 3 minutes. Okay, it'll warm up your meal, but it's not nearly as good as the oven. That might take 3-4 hours or 2 hours, or the crock pot where that takes all day. But when you take the turkey out there or the chicken or whatever, when you take that casserole out of there, the meat's falling off the bones. The process took longer, but the quality was better. Sometimes in life, the process that God might take you and I through, it might be longer, but the quality and the end result will be better because of the process. During the longer process, our character is developed. We're able to get rid of certain things. We're able to purge certain things. If we got the blessing too soon, if we got the promotion too soon, if we got the marriage too soon, we wouldn't have been ready. We have to trust God in the process. Thank you, Lord. We have to trust God in the process. Yes, Lord. So, what is something in this season that God has taken you through that you said, Lord, why is this taking so long? If there's something where you got impatient and you confronted God and you asked him why, or why is this happening, or why is it taking so long, or why is it happening this way? Just type, that's me, in the comments. Type, that's me. So after the 2 years, the Pharaoh had an incredible forthcoming dream about 7 fine-looking and fat cows appearing out of a river feeding into the meadow. Then 7 other ugly cows appeared out of the river, stood by the fat and good-looking cows, and eventually ate them. Pharaoh awoke, had a second similar dream about heads of grain. He woke up again, and he was stressed out about those dreams. He called for all the magicians and wise men to interpret the alarming dreams, but nobody succeeded. But then the chief butler finally remembered Joseph. He was not forgotten after all. When Pharaoh was angry and put him and Baker in prison, he told him that he had met the competent Hebrew boy Joseph, who could interpret their dreams, and they came to pass. When Pharaoh requested Joseph, and they swiftly took him out of the dungeon, Joseph knew his time had come. So he shaved his head and leaped fresh into nice clothing presentable to the mighty Pharaoh. I'm sure Joseph was full of anticipation and adrenaline. He'd been waiting years for his great opportunity to come that would change the rest of his life. He wasn't bitter about his past and was not intimidated by the severity of the moment in Pharaoh's present. Let me pause right there. How many of us, me included, have been guilty of being bitter and or intimidated by our past? Forgive us, Lord. I, Andrew, aka Andy. That's why another reason or another example when God has to take us through a process to eliminate, to purge some of the okay, we have Flame Watson watching. Miss Flame, feel free to join when you're ready. Because God has to remove certain things. God has to remove certain things from us. The immaturity, the inconsistency, the selfishness, the narcissism, the unforgiveness. He has to remove certain things because we have to be mature. He has to mature us. So, with that, order your copy, Favoring the Famine, 31-day devotional to read more and learn more about the journey to your purpose, wealth, and financial freedom. And I will bring Ms. KWatson Watson from her KWatson Financial Services on right now. We have to be we have to be ready. We have to be ready for what God has in store for us, like Joseph. All right. Trying to bring Miss Kaswana on. Okay, she's being added. Yeah, yeah. But Joseph, he had to endure the process. He had to, it's saying, it's trying to add you now, Kaswana. Let me see. Uh, Might be having some technical, okay, connection failed. Let's try it again. But yep, Joseph had to, it's saying you're already a guest, but you're not on though. But yeah, Joseph had to go through years and years of preparation. And when his time came, he was ready. He was second in command. All right, let me see. All right, Kaswana, I'm gonna send you another one. And if that doesn't work, we can just restart it. I love you, Sir Chris. Yes. It's already guessing. All right, my bad, Kaswana. I'm not. Let me see. It's not working. It's not giving me the option to add you. Hold on. Allow me user Chris to join me on the video. Yes. All right. So thank you all for tuning in. We're going to pick it back up with Miss Kaswana Watson of KWatson Financial Services. Stay tuned. Give us a few moments. We'll be right back. Deborah Haney, thank you for joining. I really want to try to bring Kaswana on right now. Uh, okay. Try from the other page. Cool. Yeah, let's try that. Yep. So while we have some technical difficulties, um, I have had the opportunity to meet a awesome, fantastic young lady by the name of Miss Kaswana Watson. Um, she has a great movement going on, and I am excited to have this pop up interview with her on Facebook Live, to elaborate and to explore and to expound on what her brand is, what her movement is, what her mission is, what her calling is, so that everyone else can be blessed by it, impacted by that. There we go. Add. Okay, ask Blaine to join you on video. Adding. Okay, saying it's adding now. There we go. Miss Kaswana, how's it going?
It's going good. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Thank you so much for joining on this Facebook Live stream.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for believing in my vision, for setting this up. I feel like us starting now, people really probably can't see what we're seeing, but
Right.
what we're going to do together is going to be big. So thank you for just believing in what I got going on.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I concur, and that's so interesting. That's perfect timing that you said that, because I was just talking about the vision that Joseph had, that God gave him when right before the years of the 7 years of plentiful, and
Hmm.
7 years of famine. And he was able to have that vision. He was actually good at interpreting dreams and visions. And he had to go through years and years of the process. And like now, like in our generation, especially with technology, I mean, we have iPhones and
We do.
iPads and
We
the
do.
eyeglasses and all this stuff. And, and it's like all this AI, artificial intelligence, where it's like ChatGPT, you can do stuff instantly. But we've forgotten about the process, how good things take time.
It
Things
does.
have to develop.
It does.
And so what's one thing? So before I go there, if you don't mind, just share with everybody who you are, who is Kaswana in the office, outside the office. Who are you?
Kaswana is a mom, a businesswoman, a visionary, a friend, daughter, just an all around person. When it comes to business, I take my business serious. I'm
Right.
glad that I have worked for another company as long as I did to know the process of what to expect and what you need. Like I have worked for big corporations, so I love that I had that experience first before I started to open my company. That it just helped me learn how to deal with people. A lot of people start business and are not people. People
Right.
pleasers or know how to work with people. They don't know how to talk at things. So I'm glad that I did get that background to help separate my personal and how I act in personal and business. Because regardless of what you see in both, you the brand and you know that I stand on business when it comes to business. So I'm just an all around person. Someone that's with my purpose right now. I feel like it's to help, is to educate, to teach people the things that I don't think that a lot of us had access to learn or know that we need to learn.
Mm. Awesome. So many nuggets right there. So you said something. You said so many people go into business and they're not ready, because not only are they not prepared with the business side of it, they're not even good with people.
Mm-mm.
And it's like how can you run a business where the customer, you're serving the customer, and you can't even get along with the customer. You can't even hold a conversation with the customer without rubbing them the wrong way.
Exactly. And that doesn't still, if like for me, that doesn't mean that the customer's always right, but it's a way
Right.
of knowing how to delegate. Go up in there, I'm on, up on something. Go. But it's all about knowing how to deliver things in an appropriate way, in an appropriate manner to make sure that they understand you might not be right, but this is why this is this way, or to try to come to a common grounds on things because we're not going to always get it right or agree and things like that.
Absolutely. And you also touched on, you said that um wanting to help people. And it's so important in our society. There's whatever wave of narcissism and selfishness, and it's
Oh,
me
big.
first, me. Like, what can I get from it, or yada
Mm-hmm.
yada yada. When in life, in business, I'm pretty sure you can attest as a mom, and as you
Mm-hmm.
said, as a friend, it's about how can I lead, how can I serve others, how can I help
Mm-hmm.
others, because it's like if we just accumulate everything for ourselves, then what satisfaction in that if we're not able to bless others? If we,
Exactly.
so if
Yeah, we
God
need to be
blesses
able to
us,
share what we know, and I feel like he keep giving me different type of visions on how I can help. Like it started with one thing, but it came into something way bigger than what it started at because it's a service that's needed. Like it's financial. Like it started with financial, but everything plays a part together. The financial part, the health part, the with guys, like when you was just talking about your book and things like that. We got to have some type of relationship with God. It might not be the relationship that everyone say that we should have. I think everybody path is different. I think God best
right?
people are the ones that been through something, like the ones that was the worst ones. And I love Christians that been through something and they got a story to
Hmm.
tell and they learn from it. So I just hate when people be trying to put us all in one box because you just never know what my journey is supposed to be for me, so I can be able to help the next person.
Absolutely, man. That's so good. That's so good.
Yes.
The most utilized people by God, they've had a past. They've been through some things.
Mm-hmm.
Because even like Paul said, he said, and he wrote most of the New Testament, and he used to um put Christians in jail when he was Saul, and he was
Mm-hmm.
converted. But even Paul said when he was converted, he said, I became all things to all people. So he's not saying that he's fitting in or anything, but he's saying, look, like, yes, I'm called by God. I'm writing things of
Mm-hmm.
God for God, but I'm able to relate to people,
Exactly.
you know?
Relatable. Like you can't because we know that we do serve the all powerful. And like he know his children. Like the things that we do. So I ain't making excuses for it. But I just feel like you got to give people grace and time to
Absolutely.
get to the part where they're not able to do the things that they once did before. So I think everybody's journey is just different. So being relatable is very very big, very big.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because even for myself, quick story. So I'm a preacher's kid, and my mother is or was a teacher, and she became like the one of the principals at my middle school.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like I've always kind of had like eyes on me, whatever. And I was like, and I talked about it in my book as well, where it was like, and I had to find my own identity in Christ because I would run from it and I would be so
Exactly.
rebellious. Because I mean, you already know the saying, they be
For the
saying,
PK kids, yes.
be the worst one.
Yes.
So I can't,
Yes.
I can't dispute that. Like you said, we all have a past, and I would do certain things, but I was, thank God he gave me the grace to live, to turn my life around, and to live for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say, it's not always easy because there's always going to be trials and tribulations. And I want to put
Hmm.
that out there. Being a Christian, it's not going to be, you know,
Right.
flowers and butterflies every
Right.
day. But there's hope, there's unspeakable joy, there's unmovable peace. Because, the saying, the joy that the Lord gave me, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Mm-hmm.
And his plans are a lot higher and greater for us than even what we can even think or imagine. But yeah, some of the main people that God used, they had a past, they had shortcomings. David with what's his name, Bathsheba. You had Samson, one of the strongest men, and he failed the temptation of the flesh with I think Delilah. And so there's so many people on and on and on, but the only only perfect person was Jesus Christ himself. So we're thankful for
Hmm.
that. He's able to be our Lord and Savior for that. But and that how that incorporates to helping people and our calling is, I noticed your movement, BGGR, and also like you said, it started with financial services and now financial literacy, and just expound on that for me because like you said, unfortunately, especially in our community, I'm gonna just keep it real.
Exactly.
We don't have the same resources, and we don't have the same access
We don't.
as I feel like as we
The other
should.
races, and even like even the races that doesn't have it, they work together to get it. Like they put the Mexicans, just saying they might not have the same as the whites, but they gonna work very very hard and work together, stay in the same house and all type of things to get there. Everybody
Hmm.
have a different work ethic, and for us, we want, a lot of us just want it easy. We want everything handed to us, and I don't want that to be for me, for my family, for my kids, or the people around me. I want us to know that we are able to get whatever it is that we want. It's not going to just
Hmm.
come to us, but we do have to work for it. So that's like the broker gone rich came to me. The vision. I started KWatson, like my slogan on there is from financial hardship to financial freedom. I had no idea that I was going to
Mm.
create Broker Gone Rich when I did that. I did that in
Hmm.
2022. I created Burger Gone Rich in 2024 when I was going through my own thing personally, and it was
Hmm.
something spiritually that I was going through. It was something I was going through a heartbreak. I was going through financial hardship. It was I was going through all those things when God gave me that vision. And I never, like when He gave it to me, I seen everything that I wanted to do, but it was a slow process. Like the stuff that I launched this year, I had those ideas last year, but He always just give me things at different moments to show me how it's supposed to go. And that Bro Girl Gone Rich, it started by being financial literacy, but as I kept coming on with it, we have to be rich more than with the money and with our spirit, with God, however that might look for you or whoever the Most High is for you. Because I know everyone's not on the same page. Or in our health, like our health is
Hmm.
important. We can't make money stuff if we're not healthy. Like stress, all of that. Like we have to be healthy, however that may look for us. If we do it with weight loss, surgery, if we do it eating right, if we do it regular surgery, at the end of the day, we're still gonna have to come back to the core of it and work out and choose better things to eat. So I just feel like being rich is more than one thing. And for me, anybody who's willing to learn, I want us to do that. We can get there together, however that may look, in a judgment free space. So the Bro Girl
Hmm.
Gone Rich is it's a movement. It's a movement.
Absolutely, and I commend you on that movement because, like you said, what purpose is it to have this amount of money or these assets, and we're not even spiritually right? We're not even emotionally and
Hmm.
mentally in the right space. And I
Hmm.
feel like that's something else that's becoming more like prominent in our culture or our generation. Excuse me, is understanding mental health and emotional health and spiritual
Yes,
health.
yes, yes, yes.
You know, and it all ties in together because even like the Bible says, what good does it profit a person if they gain the whole world but they lose their soul? And then even going to that, not even just their soul, they lose their mind. Like you
Mhm.
said, they can't enjoy the fruits of their labor if they're on the brink of a heart attack, if they're on the brink of cardiac arrest or diabetes or a nervous breakdown. So that's why the richness, I'm glad you said that. The richness is not just money. That's not even the main part of the richness is being whole,
Mhm.
and everything else
Everything, yes.
will fall into place. If we're able to have the knowledge and if we're able to have the wisdom and not only how to take advantage of opportunities, but how to prioritize and manage our time and to be a good parent and to be a good spouse and to navigate all these things in life because life be life, like
Life and
you,
for
you know what I'm
real.
saying. So it's
Yeah.
like, and it's like we have to endure so many things and still put a smile on our face. And it's not saying that we need to be fake or put on a mask, but and it's okay to be uh transparent and open up to the people that we can trust, whether that's a pastor, a therapist, or our best
Mm-hmm.
friend or somebody. So like that needs to be incorporated in it too. Like you said, the whole being whole, the whole thing about wellness and health is just a multifaceted thing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just money.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. We have, and then like you were saying for the mental, like a lot of us think that we just can't do things. A lot of people are stuck and don't know that they can do it, and they're okay with it. And I hate that. I hate small minded because I could believe if I could believe I can make us fly, I believe I can fly beside the airplane. Like whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is that come to my mind, if I say I'm gonna do it, it's gonna happen. It might not happen right then, but if I said I'm gonna do it, it's gonna happen. And so I just love that. If you have to speak positivity, and if we say anything, it's not being fake. You have to be positive. I allow myself
Mm-hmm.
to feel what I'm feeling. Like I don't. I have learned like when I'm going through my healing process that I can't hide my feelings because that doesn't help you. So I allow
Right.
myself to feel what I feel, but I don't sit in it. I don't sit in it. I will have my moment because we deserve those moments, but I started thinking of the what how I'm finna get out of it. What's the next best thing? What am I do to get to the next step? Because it's everything's a life lesson. We might not can't see it at that time, but we have to go through things to get to something. There's just where I'm in my life, and I need other people to see that too. We ain't meant.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna be transparent. There was something that happened a few days ago, where it was like something happened. And like you said, because when you said going through your healing process and going through that, you were able to be real and transparent and vulnerable, but you didn't sit in it. And there was something that I went through a few days ago, and it rocked me to my core. Man,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? But I had to remember, I had to encourage myself in the Lord where it said, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
We
You
can't sit
know?
in it because it when we sit in it, it keep on festering and get bigger and bigger. And I hate being in my feelings like that. I hate being in my feelings, but I learned that I do have to be vulnerable too. So I can't
Mhm.
too much. So I have to give myself grace and give a little vulnerability, but still I have to pick myself up out of it too because it will take over. It will definitely take over for sure.
Absolutely. And I think as well, especially for us and especially for men and black men, we're taught at a young age, like there's some things we need to unlearn. Because we're taught at a young age, boys don't cry, men don't
Hmm.
cry.
Yes. Yes.
That's weak. But actually, the more I've matured and the more I've learned,
You
being
need feelings. Yeah,
and
got
and
to.
that's that's strength. Like being able to um have emotional awareness and
Yes.
emotional regulation,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
strength.
It is.
Like not being able to confront one's feelings or what somebody or what you're going through, avoiding that or neglecting that, that's really the opposite of strength. That's weak because
It is
it,
weakness. And as a
you know.
woman, you saying as a man, like as a woman, I thought that I couldn't be weak. So you know what I'm saying? That's a
Hmm.
problem. That's a big problem, and that's why I learned like it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to express your feelings because I don't like being soft and stuff sometimes. But I'm learning that I have to be that way because we
Hmm.
can't hide those feelings. Like we have to feel
We
those
human,
feelings.
right?
Yes, it
Right.
definitely
But
makes us weak.
right. So I appreciate you sharing that because I feel like that needs to be that message needs to be spread, especially in our community. It's okay seeking help, seeking someone who we can trust to vent to work things through. Because if we're not healthy up here mentally or emotionally, it plays on our physical health,
It does.
which it
It
limits
does.
us. You know?
It does. It's all connected. It does. Our mind is so powerful. Like our
Yeah,
mind is very powerful for sure. Very powerful.
absolutely, absolutely. So I appreciate that. So I did want to discuss. I wanted to ask you what was your um I think you answered it somewhat earlier. I was going to ask you, what was your favorite in the famine moment, or your defining moment where it was like, you know what, this happened. Like you touched on it briefly earlier, but if that's something you wanted to elaborate on, or even something else where it was like whether that was in business or not in business as a woman or whatnot. Like, what was your defining moment or your favorite in a famine moment?
It probably was when I was seeking looking for a therapist last year, and the first person I talked to was a pastor, and that pastor was a pastor of understanding, was no judgment, and what he was telling for what he was telling me for what he's seen for me over my life, it was just giving me confirmation of what I want to do. Like he was telling me that he see me being a speaker, that he see that he I was taking accountability for the wrong, I wasn't pointing blame for everything that was going on with me, and he was just saying, I
Mm,
just see you talking to others, and for me talking like this is being like Facebook Live is something that I be nervous to do. People, I'm really am shy, so in talking in front of people that
I
I
can't
don't know,
tell.
but I am like it makes me very, 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 very nervous. But so talking in front of other people, I mess up on my words and things a lot. So for him saying that, that's something I've been practicing. I know that's something bringing me out of my comfort zone, and I know
Hmm.
once I master that, that's where it's gonna really show me my next potential or where I'm going. So just hearing him believe and telling me things that I was already feeling and confirming it, it just showed me what I need to do, the purpose of what I'm doing. That, like I said, that's when the Broke Girl Gone Rich actually started. Just
Hmm.
being at my lowest, like the emergency fund that comes along with it, needing help to pay your light bill. Like people, it's so hard to get these people to pay your light bill that's here to pay it. You have to go through a
Hmm.
million things. They don't answer their phones and things. So I created the membership and created the emergency fund because when we get taxes, why not pay 149 and have that emergency cushion of 250 to pay a bill later
Hmm.
down when you need it? A lot of people don't look at it like that, but we're winning when everybody need help at the end of the year to pay their bills. So if they don't want to admit it or not, if you have not fully figured out how to be financial responsible, you having days where you can't pay your bills when you're trying to go from point A to point B. So that is something to have, that you know that you have, and by joining that membership, that just give you a place, a community to help you grow and us learn together and things like that. So it's just still all a part of my purpose of getting us to come together. The show is free of judgment and to help us
Hmm.
learn and get ourselves together with, whether that's financially, through spiritually. If you're trying to you want to talk to God and you don't know how to talk to him, like I said, we all have different ways to communicate with him. So that's what the program is, for us to come together, have a sisterhood, a free community to be in, and it's paid community as well, because when you invest in something, you appreciate it
You
more.
take it seriously.
So,
Absolutely.
so that's why you have to do it to make people. Because if you pay for it, you're gonna want to learn. You're gonna want that. You're gonna stay in there the time to be able to get your emergency fund, and you're gonna want to be there forever because you're gonna learn that it's something that you need. Because a lot of people don't talk about God with their friends. A lot of people don't talk about finance with their friends because it's something that it's put on shame. Like it's something that people are ashamed about. So that's what it's for. That's what I think. That's where my moment came, where I knew I was trying to learn more about God too, because I talked to him like my grandma was an evangelist, but I know I don't go to church like I should and things like that. But I feel like I have a relationship with God.
Hmm.
I feel like He's working on me in His own way, and slowly He's gonna get me where I'm doing everything that He's need. But I need everybody to know we all have our own process. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm at in the midst of what He's doing for me right now, and me wanting to help others in the midst of Him helping me.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. So everybody, you hear that? That's why you need to sign up and be a part of KWatson's Financial Services. Broke Girl Gone Rich. It's not just about money. It's about your well-being. Rich is about being emotionally stable, mentally sound,
Mhm.
spiritually, and then physically and financially. Then the financially will come. So that's why you need to sign up for KYC Financial Services. So how can people contact you or sign up?
They can contact me by following us on our business page, KWatson Financial Services, that you tagged in. If anyone want to call and talk about anything financial or anything, our business number is 601 874-4388. And we also have an office. We are building up the community right now, want to get known in the community. So stop by the office. We're located in Byram at 22 Holiday Ramble Lane. Come by. We have so much coming up in January, February with tax season, with the broke girl gone rich. Everything just finna come up because the money is going to be out. So this is the time when people have the chance to make those important decisions while you have the extra money to set yourself up for the future.
Absolutely. So y'all heard it. Y'all sign up. Y'all swing by her office in Byram because tax season is upon us. Do not go out to the mall and don't splurge on the new. I'm not gonna say no names because we ain't got no brand deals. On the new shoes,
Or
on the new
anything.
clothes.
And I love name brand stuff, so that ain't what I'm stating. But we have to learn to invest first,
Invest in
play later,
ourselves first, and
and
then
pay to
them later.
play.
Absolutely, I agree. Like, it's cool for the name, but now I'm gonna be real. I'm a little
So just
frugal.
that we ain't act like we giving that out. So we're gonna be real.
Yeah,
You can do that, but we
yeah.
have to invest first. We have to invest first.
We have to invest in ourselves first
We do.
because if we always invest. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself. I want to clarify that. Don't enjoy life. Don't, enjoy yourself. But if we're always investing in them, who's investing in us?
Exactly.
We have to invest in ourselves first. And we invest in ourselves first by signing up for the KWatson Financial Services. We reach out to Andrew Scott with the Favor in the Famine books, boot camps coming up, and the one-on-one coaching. So y'all hit up y'all hit up Kaswana for the K Watson Financial Services because tax season is right around the corner. She's gonna set y'all straight. She's gonna make sure y'all are good, give y'all the financial literacy and the fiscal understanding and the spiritual and the emotional understanding. And then Andrew Scott is here to help guide you with the coaching on how to transition that to set up your own business, to set up your own side incomes. And I'm not even saying quit your job tomorrow, but to start investing on the side where your 5 to 9 can eventually replace your 9 to 5.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. So I appreciate it so much. This has been a blessing for me and everybody else, and we have some big things coming out for
Mhm.
2026. There's going to be some great collaborations and some more great things coming into fruition. Like Swana said, there's some vision there that's coming aligned, and
You just
it's gonna.
believing in us from the gate shows what God can do just from with your book and everything. And you believe in me. And me, I know it's going to be great. So they just stay tuned and watch what's about to happen. If join now or just watch everybody talk about it later.
Absolutely, absolutely. So like you said, join now or watch everybody talk about it later. You can contact me at Andrew S. Scott on my website, andrewscott.com. My phone number is 832-387-5956. My new ebook, Favoring the Famine, 7 Ways You Know You're Called to Start Your Own Business, is coming out January 1st, 2026. And K Watson, like she said, Kaswana said, K Watson Financial Services, she has a BGGR and the membership and everything. Don't wait, don't hesitate. You need to participate so you can invest in yourself, invest in your future, because you don't want to look up a year from now and be in the same spot, if not backwards.
Yeah.
So y'all stay blessed. Miss Kaswana, thank you again. You're awesome. Appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you for having me. You guys have a great Saturday.
Y'all have a blessed Saturday.
All right.